Welcome back, everyone. Today we're in the Giants editor on the 10.0.7 version for Farming Simulator 25. I'm Joel, and this is the place that has the collectible stuff. It's called the Grain Elevator Museum. If you click on this one here in the main game area, which is, I'll open it for you so you can see, is in here. It's under gameplay. You come right down and it says build up collectibles mission, Grain Elevator Museum. You can export that selection with files, or export selection with files, and bring all that whole piece in, which it goes all the way back to this light. So if you want all of that, you're going to be molding your ground in such a way to do that. If you don't want all of that, then you're going to have to do it differently. But did it that way on account of the stuff inside. Because if you don't, these pieces that are the collectibles aren't going to be in the places that they put them. And at least from the way it seems. I may do a separate video trying it a little differently and see if I can come up with it a little different way. My unique ID is different than this one because I did use the placeable toolkit when I did it the first time. And if you want to check out that video, it's in the beginning of the playlist of somewhere around the beginning of the Farming Simulator Giants Editor 25 videos. So for the tutorials. So I did do one already, but we had to change it. We're going to be changing it now and I'm not placing all these toys or whatever they are where they go, the collectibles, because I'm not ready to do that. Obviously, I hadn't built the whole map, so I don't even know where I'm going to put any of this. But I am bringing the building in. So just click on this if you're new, and then click File, Export Selection with Files. Go follow the path all the way through back to your map, wherever it is. Put it in the US Map US folder, or Maps if you're working from the map side, and then put it in there. Title it and put it within that folder, and hit yes and yes after you hit save, and you'll have it in there. But in this case, if you separate it, if I was to move that building that we highlighted right there, those little pieces ain't coming with it. I'll have to get down here. See this piece here? This little wooden thing? If I lift that, it's not coming with it. Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, see? And that's the issue. And the reason it's not an issue per se, but it is because I want them to be where they're supposed to be, right? So I want them to go back in the spots that they put them. So the reason I did it the way I did it the first time is so that they're all together. And then we get all the props, all the little things laying around. So anyway, you can export that, get it, bring it in your map, and we'll be good to go and move on. If you don't know how to get into that, just look at a previous video of mine and you'll know how to get to that path to get into your main game if you're a beginner. If not, the rest of us, we know we don't want to watch that over and over, so we're going to move on. So anyway, these lights will be here. There will not be a road right here. It may be a road. We may put a dirt road that comes to a little spot here to look out at the water or something, or maybe we stick a dock there. But the lights ain't going to be like the regular road that comes to it. We will bring a road in somewhere, maybe here, maybe wherever, or two roads or whatever, but maybe a circle, I don't know, whatever we decide. But we're not painting that right now. We're not worried about that right now. Now these are not hooked to that building. These are just extra little railroad pieces, so ignore them. That building's not going to be there. That's not going to be there. So we're only focused on putting this here where it needs to be. So what I did is I made a transform group. I just clicked create transform group, and then I come over here and titled it collect. And I only did that for short for collectibles because I didn't want it to, mess up the name, so to speak, or be one of the same names if anything else. So that is only so that I could drop this within that, and I put the collect transform group before I put that building in it. I put it right here on this corner. So basically, let me show you. I clicked transform group, create transform group. I titled it, just title it whatever you title it. I'm gonna just put GGG just as an example. Then you're gonna, while that's highlighted, hit Control B as in boy, left mouse click, left mouse click. Put it at that corner of the building, and then take that building and then hit the middle scroll wheel and then drag it down into that GGG. That will put that within that transform group so that you can move it from this point. So I'm not going to do it with that one. You get the point. I'll delete this piece for right now. Well, technically I don't have to delete that piece because we do have to use it to get the numbers. So basically, and now I can lift it up a little so it's not touching the right spot exactly, so I can get it where I want it to, where the ground needs to go to make sense. And then you're going to hit the translate Y box and then hit copy. You right click it, hit copy, click on height, roll down to the sculpting area, click on the replace, right click and hit paste. Now we're going to back up a little, and now we're going to click on the sculpt mode, which takes a second to pop up, to give it a second, and then we're going to be able to get the ground pretty close at the right area with that particular spot, and then we'll have to check the other areas to see how much we need to modify them. Now we'll just make that bigger. Make sure you roll back up over here. You put it on square if you want, or you can make it, keep it round, whichever you prefer. Put it on replace on the left mouse button. Put it on smooth on the right mouse button, and you're ready to go. Now you can left click here, bring that up to that point, and look at there. The ground comes up to wherever it needed to come up to. And you can just decide exactly what part needs molding, what part doesn't need molding, and so on, right? So we don't want to mess with the train track area because that's already been done. And you can see some of this is going to have to be different. So we're going to turn that off for a second so we can come down and say, okay, that part looks good enough. It's going to go up in there properly. And then we got to look at these pieces. Are they hitting the ground in a good spot? And so those are looking fair. They're not too big of an issue. That one's floating a little, but I didn't smooth it right there yet. And then this side, you got to worry about these pieces. So you're going to look under there and see. So when I come up over this, it's going to change this area a little bit, but that's because we're trying to get it to be where it's at now. And make sure that you had already leveled it to the track that you already have, so that you got your building kind of at the height it needs to already be. So then I would come along here. Hopefully I didn't touch that track because it would be an issue. And we're just going to situate this little area, and we can right click over here to smooth that back out, because like I say, we got to mold it a certain way, you know. Alright, so that's a little higher than that spot, but it's basically okay. See that little light pole? You know. There we go. Now let's smooth it out. Right mouse button. And you can make sure you put that up high and it'll smooth it quicker and nicer. Alright, so that's that. And we got all up as close as we can to there. Now let's go down and make sure we didn't mess up the track, because we don't want to do that. See, we're good here. So see, that's setting off over here. Now it is a little bit too low. It's floating. So what you would do is you're on the GGG one that you made. That's just a marker. And so like a spot that you can tell where it is. It's a transform group, but you're using it as a marker. So Control B as in boy, left mouse click, and if that's where you want it, or you can drag it down just a hair. Get the middle one, copy, hit height, right click, paste, and now that one's going to be at the right height. Then you're going to click this back on. Then you'll go right over that when it comes up. You got to give it time. This is how you mold out your area. So you can bring this down if you don't want to accidentally mess your track up. You need to stay away from it, because you'll mess that area up. But the main thing is you don't want these things floating, and that should help you get that closer to what it should be. So there you go. Now you can smooth it later up close when you're really doing fine detail work. Now we're going to come over here. This is in the ground, which is good, and it's not too far in, which actually it's almost floating, but it's actually barely touching in, so we're okay. So that's good. So that means that it's a decent height. This one's going to be probably floating, I'm thinking. Nope, it's actually not. Let me see. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Alright, I'm satisfied with that. So that won't be there, just ignore it. None of that'll be there. Alright, so whatever the road that we make comes through, it's going to come through here, and it'll probably curve and go off whatever and come connect somehow to a road here. We'll probably like do a loop, have a house here or something or whatever, and then loop back, come back around, come back down to come past these light poles to go into there. And then we'll just go on across. Now this side is going to be higher. So what you do is same thing. You already own that GGG transform group. You're going to click it right to the bottom. Control B, left mouse click. Grab the translate Y. Hit height. Go in here. Hit paste. And back up a little. And you can just get this hill back closer to this light pole, because that's what it's basically going to do, because I didn't really want to get rid of the hill, but you know, we had to a little bit. You know, sometimes you have to. Okay, that is not what I had in mind. Okay, let's undo that. That is not what I was trying to do. Let's roll back down to a smaller thing so we can get this up. Alright, and then that we'll have to smooth, obviously, where that's going to be, but we'll bring it till it touches this at a level playing field, so to speak, if you get what I'm saying, and then we'll smooth it. See? And we'll get that smooth. We'll fix that over there in a minute. And just, we gotta bring that up some more, obviously, because it's dropping below again. Because when we smooth it, you gotta be careful, because you're gonna bump it and you're gonna make it go further than you wanted. Alright, so that's gonna be close. At least close enough for right this second. Till we're really doing fine detail work, right? So there, the pole's good. The road, we're not worried about, because this road that you see painted is not actually a road. It was me deciding about my train track. That was actually going to be where my train track went, but I actually scooted it over a little bit. So that's all that is. So that won't even be there. Actually, let's get rid of it. Then we won't be looking at it confusingly. Alright. Get rid of that part. We'll click on this, Control R, and then just imagine that some road's going to come off that way, whatever the case. But technically we didn't come far enough, did we? Come to this light and then turn. And then we'll have it something like that. This is very rudimentary, rough, whatever you want to call it. This is not how it's going to look in the end. This is just a generic little deal there. Alright, that's just the basics of what we're doing. And it'll be a road somewhere. And we may change it, like I say, we could turn the road here, then make a small dirt road go off here to a dock, or whatever we decide, you know? It's up to us. But if you're keeping all the stuff, that's what you gotta do. You gotta get it all to match. And over here, you're gonna need this stuff to match. See how you got all that? This isn't up high enough, but we didn't ever bring it all the way over. So, see, we're going to have to bring it all the way over, as you see here. So we need to get it where we can see properly, so we don't come on the track and mess it up. You're going to need to grab the numbers you had right here. Again, you already molded the ground, so you don't need the transform group anymore. You're going to hover over it when you hit the sculpt mode. And as long as you're on replace, over here, right there, you can hover right over the spot you know this the level and hit Control R as in Richard, and it'll put the numbers. Whoops, I accidentally moved that. It'll put these numbers here that are new. So if I come over here and hit it, you'll see the number change. See it? See the number change? Control R. So when I come over here, it's going to change again. Watch it. See? So now that's going to be the right level. So we're going to bring all this up to that building very carefully. And then we can smooth barely right there. And then turn it off by hitting the paint thing twice. It's easier because if yours is like mine, the sculpt mode is a pain. And it jams and it just takes too long. Now when I turn it on, you have to watch how long it takes to even come up. You'll see it's not even come up yet. Now it's fixing to be finished. You'll see it now responding, then it's going to come up. Alright, so just remember, hit the paint thing twice to close it quicker. Alright, just stay away from the track, but get it up there, you know, as close as you can. Alright, and get it all this, because that's pieces that needs to be done. See, like that. You got this piece up in there. If you're trying to match it, like I said, it's up to you. Like I said, I'm going to have to do another video maybe on a different map, or a Jules Peaceful Valley backup map, and then so that I can show you what I'm talking about, you know. Alright, we don't want to go so far, but let's smooth it out a little to get that all situated. Try to do all your smoothing as you go, because then you're good to go. You don't have to now double click the paint thing to turn that off faster, and then you can roll on down. Now we got to come over here and check this, and it could come up a little. You can see the barrel isn't quite perfect right there. That is done. Now we're going to back out. That's good enough. We're going to hit save. Make sure you save it. And then we're going to move on to the next step of our information we need in our Placeables XML. And we can look in game and see how it looks and whatever. And we need to put our career start point over here when you're working on your map, unless you're going to a building nearby that has an icon you can click to get to it. There's not really any over here, so be patient while that's spinning. Don't click anything or you'll jam your computer. But you need to put your career start point wherever you're working, so that when you go test it in game, you're right there at your building you need to look at. Otherwise, you got to drive there, and it takes a while. For no reason, you shouldn't have to be driving there. Now, it depends on what it is. If it's something that has an icon, then of course you're going to go to it through the icon. I don't remember. I'm assuming this has some kind of an icon. It should have one, and a teleport. But it's still saving, so leave it alone. Now, we're not going to do the other pieces, I don't think. The only way I would do it is if I just throw them all out next to the building. That'd be about the only way you're going to be able to do it. You know, I don't know if I'm going to keep it one big long video or what, or break it into. We'll see. We'll see. There we go. Come on. It's got a lot to save since I did a lot of ground. Okay, now it's saved. So, let me see. Alright, so if we do want the collectibles from the top done, let me see. Collectibles spread all over the map. Open this up. Okay. Now, if you'll look at your main game one, what I want to show you is, where is it? Right here. That one's at 0, 0, and then each one of these is hid on the map. So if I was to hit F to go to the stove, it would go to the stove where they hid it. Okay, that's where you get that stove at. You hit this one, F, go to there, that's where you would get this piece, this shovel, in the end of that. So I haven't hit them yet, obviously. But what I could do is bring them all into one place so we could show it and do it that way. I'm just looking at that side over there. Let me check this, open this. And there was something I told about in the other video. Yeah. So that piece has the information you see right there. So this is the more important piece. It's kind of hard to explain, but like, where are we at? Let me try to get there. Stovepipe thing. Alright, so you see that, and then you see that. So like if you move that, you get the stove. If we hit undo and you move that, you're not going to have the same effect because it's at center. Or it's wherever. See, it's over there. Let's go over there and just look. See, that's where it's at. That, you need to move that piece, is what I'm trying to say. So you would have to open each one and bring that piece in. And click it to the spot. Now, you could bring both. Let me open it and show you. So you could bring both of them, but you're still going to need to move it separately. So, anyway, let's get back to ours. I guess I could throw them all out here in the yard just to make it make sense more. Alright, this is a little aggravating part. I did make a video of it already. Technically that could be zeroed. Let's try to go ahead and zero it. Alright, we should be okay. Now we're going to hit the stove thing. We're going to bring it here. And then we're going to click this piece. And you can see the stove's way off over there. But what I'm going to do is click it again. Now this one's saying at the watchtower place, because that's just to try to say where they had put it. when I hide it, I would have to put it wherever I had hit it. Okay? So, or I could hide it. Say if I hit it in the same spots, then, then you wouldn't have to. But so basically, we hit that, and it's still off over there. So all I'm gonna do is hit this stove thing, and put it right here. Okay. So so that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm trying to get at. So then you go to your next one, Control B, put it here. But then you're gonna open it, and then hit this one, Control B, and put it here as well. Same thing, each one. Control B, pick a new spot, click that, Control B, bring it over here. So you're bringing it over here. So if you were placing it, you would be placing it wherever in the world you were going to be putting it, like the playground place or wherever you were putting it. And then that's what you'd be doing. To make sure you don't put it over the top of itself. So I'm trying to move them. Click on this, bring it over here. And as you can see, they're filling the map up right there. If I might have buried that, did I? No. And I'm trying to just lay them all out. I should get a little closer, then I could actually lay them out easier. Alright, the typewriter, Control B, left mouse click, open it, typewriter, click it here, click that one, put it here, open it, grab that one, put it here. See what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get it here. If you can tell what I'm doing, so. And then get the chalkboard, put it here. And the scale. You just gotta be patient, wait on it. Open it, get the scale, bring it here. Now it's here. Get that, bring it. Open it up. Bring the whole piece. Alright. And same old, same old. Open it up. It takes time to do it, but it is what it is. We're almost through, so. And open it up again. And bring it in. And again. Some of them are bigger than others. And another one. Open it up. Get this one here. Click it in there. I'm hitting Control B each time. I'm picking the new one. Control B into an empty area. Opening this. Clicking on the... Okay, this one's going to have to be opened. And then click on that. And then trying to click it in near the same area. It's not exact. And then Control B. And doing the same thing. And the same thing over and over. Trying to get them over here. As you can see. Whoop! Undo. If you make a mistake, undo. That was gotta be open. That one was in a building, and I guess it takes the whole. Let's do it again. The leg, Control B, is a whole building. So we'll put it there, but that don't mean it's gonna stay there. But we're gonna grab the leg because it was in there, and then put here. For some reason, that's just how they did it. I don't know why. They do have a pre-placed with that one. Alright, this one says man lift. They might have another building with this too. Nope. Okay, so we're going to put it a little closer. And then open it. Click it again. Bring it on over. Same thing with all the rest of these. We're almost to the end. I know it's taking some time, but it's the only way for you to learn if you don't know. And it should be working out right, going down. Alright, a couple more. Get the whole thing, bring it over. Get the little one there. Alright, got two more. And open it up. Bring it on over. And the last but not least, we'll just stick it here. Whoop, it's a building. We'll stick it on out of the way. Open it up. Get this one. and down we go. Alright, so try to make sure none of them's within one another, and we are all set. Okay, so that's how you get them over. And now we can go back up. You can see how many it is. We'll collapse that, and we'll need to hit save so we can get this all saved. Now those are closer so that we can show you they work. They should work when we're done. And since we did keep that other whole building as a whole, it kept the spots where these originally go inside this building. And that's why I did it. That's why I left it as a whole. Now I'll have to try it separately. But if I'd have just brought that in, it wouldn't have had that. It kept everything together where they usually go. That's the difference. And I don't care if they go where they go. I don't want to put them in a new spot. You know what I'm saying? So, we've saved. We're ready to go do our XML stuff. And we'll have to double check and see if we have to do any XML for the stuff at the top, which was these. Now, technically, we could get rid of the collect thing now, because this one is there. We should be able to just drag it up there and put it within the gameplay now, and not have it within the collect folder at this point. So we'll do that. Go on up to the gameplay, hit the middle scroll wheel, hold it down till you go to gameplay, and then drop that within that, and then you can put it where you need it. Let go, and then of course here that, and then the other one is up there. If you want it to go up higher in your list, highlight it, move up, right click, move up, and then that way that's right next to each other, the collectibles and all that and that. Okay, so now we're going to save it again because I did do some things, and after it saves, hopefully it's saving. If not, I'll have to click it. I don't want to click it yet. There we go. Alright, now it's saved. Now we're going to go find out about the placeable and all that stuff. So go to your main game placeable information, and I'll show you the path. My path is D drive, Steam Library, Steam Apps, Common, FS25, Data, and Maps US, and Config, and Placeables. Right click, edit with Notepad++. You're going to have to look for the grain elevator, or whatever it was called. I don't remember now. What was it called? Grain elevator museum. So what we could do is we could just hit Control F as in Frank and type museum. Hit find next. Whoops, I spelled it wrong. Alright, let's just hit grain Ella and see if we see it that way. There it is. It went. That's easier to type. Alright, so then close that out, and then I accidentally left off the S. Alright, or swapped it. Alright, Grain Elevator Museum, and here's the original unique ID, and then here is the picture to that building. So you're going to take that whole line of information and in the little green and right click and copy. Okay, so now we're going to go find our placeables XML, and mine's in my map. Just go back to wherever your map is, and preferably it's in your mods folder of your farming sim game that you've been playing, and you play it, you have it ready to play as if you were going to play it, and then go all the way through to your map name, maps US, config, placeables, and then right click, edit with Notepad++ in your placeables XML, and then in this case you're going to come to the end, hit enter, right click, and click paste, and now you brought all that in and you hit save. So that part is done. So this will call that. Now technically I should already have one up here unless I deleted it, because I did it way early on tutorial. So I'm trying to look, see if I actually deleted it or if it's there or not there. Selling station vehicles. Here it is, right here. This is my actual original one that I had done, and it was the one I did with the placeable toolkit. That was my own original one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep it there just in case I decide I like that to keep it. And I'm gonna hit copy of these two lines, and I'm gonna put it right here and hit paste, and that will block that piece out. Technically I don't have to change it because this one's already blocked out, so it's okay that it goes a little past because it's still already blocking that one out. Alright, now I'm gonna hit save. Okay, they don't like that. Alright, it's okay. Come over, I'm gonna show you. Okay, they want me to finish it out. So we're gonna do this one. We'll hit copy. Then we'll put it here at the end of this one and hit paste. And they should be happy with that. There. They just wanted me to close the one it was. It's not supposed to be one in the middle. What I could have done, instead of copying that one and putting here, I could have deleted this one, and then this one would go to that one and close it. You know what I'm saying? So, whoops, I'm dragging stuff around. I don't want... That'll block that one so that it's focusing on this one that we're now adding, and we'll be all set. So, make sure you hit save. Now we're going to check our store item. And before we do, I want to peek and just see if there was any other thing to do with that. Selling station, vehicle, trading station. Nope, nope, nope. So we should have been good. That means that we didn't have any other things we needed for the collectibles. I was just double checking to make sure there wasn't anything else I had done. Okay. So let's go check our store item. Go to your main game. Again, back to the one you were on. And if you don't know how, right click on File Explorer, click that, and you'll get two boxes so that one can go to your main game and one can go to your map, and then you can click back and forth between the two. Now go to your store items, right click, go to path. If you don't know the path, we just showed it, so go back and go through all that to Farm Sim 25 data, maps, US config, and then store items, right click, and then edit with Notepad++. Come in here and look for the museum thing, and here it is. Now, if you have a blank store items area in your map, then just click to the end of this and copy that one line. Right click, copy, and then bring it to your map, and you can paste it in your store items. So, or you can do like me, and I put the whole thing in here, and I don't have to do anything now because it's already there. But I will go there to show you. Or if you want to know how to get that in your map, you have to look at previous videos. I did show that, how to get the store items in your map. So, here's my map, here's my store items. Just go to yours, edit with Notepad++ after you right click, and then you can see that mine should be in here. It's right here. I don't have to add it. And if you already left yours in here like mine, I'm adding them as I go. And any that I need to change, I will, like I did the train station, maps, US train station, because I changed it. This one is not being changed. It's only the building placement that was changed, and that was saved through the i3D. So it's going to put it at where mine is. So now you would hit save after you paste it in here. Just hit right click and paste. Put it in here, the one line if you had a blank one, and hit save. Now we're ready to go in game and test it out. Now we're ready to go in game and test it out, and let's get to it. Take a second to load. I know it was a little longer, but I wanted to show the molding and all that too for some people who wants to add the whole deal but aren't sure what to do. They can kind of mold, but they could mold better if they have a little easier way to mold. You know, so I just like to do it that way just for a beginner, so they can get something in there without a whole big knowledge issue where they have to go try to figure out all kind of other extra things. I'm trying to make it kind of simplified a little bit. You can bring it in separate. Like I said, you can bring the building in by itself without all the extra things, you know, if you want to. If you don't really want any of that, that's fine. I'd prefer having it because I don't want to have to do extra work. I'm just trying to get the map done. I'm not worried too much about the looks, that if it looks like Riverbend or not. It's not going to look like Riverbend, obviously. Alrighty. in we go. So we can test it out. But here we go. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Stay tuned for more map making in the Giants Editor for Farming Simulator 25. And we are on our way, trying to get the map going. I hope you enjoy. Alrighty then, let's go on in the game and check and see if it worked. Let's see how we did. Now, we'll jump on in, see if we see it. Come on over, there it is right there. Grain Elevator Museum's got the picture. We're gonna hit visit. Come here, we're on the spot where they have it. Our building is there. Now I want to explain something. I'm going to edit out the part where there was an issue, but the issue really wasn't an issue. So what I told you to do about exporting it and doing all that and doing all the things you saw me do is right. But what had happened was I had deleted one of mine because I had two. I had one in there from my placeable toolkit, and then I had the one, I didn't even bring one in actually. I told y'all about it. So mine had a different unique ID. So yours is going to work right off the bat, but mine didn't because I had a different unique ID because it was mine that I used with the placeable toolkit. So I had to go back out and take the thing that we copied from the placeables XML. Y'all leave yours the same because if you exported that one, then you're going to need that copy. If you use the placeable toolkit, that's different. That's a whole different unique ID if your placeable toolkit even works. It's not working right anymore. So, depending on if you're on the old 10.0.3 version. So, yours is going to work. You would have saw your building right away. I didn't. I'm going to edit all that out. There's no point in y'all seeing me go back and see that it was a different unique ID, and I realized, oh, it was my placeable toolkit one because I never brought it in. So y'all don't have to watch that. But anyway, you'll see your buildings here, and you come over here, you see your icon because you got it all going. If you have any problems, remember, always check all your XML work. But we're going to come hit R, and you'll see that it does that, and then it put it in that building. And then we'll come over here and we'll hit this, hit R, and you can see it works. And everything that I showed you in the Giants Editor is how you get this to work. So I'm picking certain ones so we'll be able to go see it. And then hit R. And then I'm going to pick this one right here because it's distinguishable. And then we're going to go in after we do this last one and hit R. And I'm going to show you that stuff is there. Now I don't think this is the side we come in, is it? Yeah, it is. Okay. So we can slip in here. And you'll see that put that in here. Now, if we go in here, there's other stuff that's going to be like a desk and other things in here. A typewriter over here. I'm going to show you right now they're not there, right? Well, just like that is there now that I had collected, we'll go get the typewriter and it's going to be, now that, see that we collected and it put it there. And the reason I left all that together was to keep all those to go to the spot they need to go inside there without me having to tell them where to go. So when I said I'm keeping it together like I did and showed you in the video, that's why. Now if we go find the typewriter, it'll be in that desk. This right here, we'll go back and we'll see it on that table. And then this will be a desk in the corner where I was showing you. There wasn't no desk. And then we'll go show you that it's suddenly there. And you can see it all works. So we'll run back into that same spot real quick and show you. Now I may remold that ground a little differently than that, but you can see it's not that big a deal. Whoop, we got caught up in there. You can hear the sound. Oh, that's the train. Look, nice. There goes our train right next to the track. I wish I'd have been here, but it's, you can see it looked like it went by okay, no problem. And there's our train. Isn't that wonderful? Alright, so check out my train video if you want to learn how to do that. And I hope it helps you. Let's go on over here. It's this one here. There's the desk now. that I just showed you wasn't there, and the typewriter. So that's how you do it. And let's look and see what this little this icon does out here. I'm not sure what this place takes. Honestly, it says wood beam. Okay, this is for building, fixing the building. Planks and wood beam. So if we basically went over there and got, I don't know, I might could do that with F12. Let me look. Hit this. Let's try that. Let's see if it's anything in here to do with that. Probably not. Oh wait, planks, wood beam. I think that's what one of them said. Okay. It's taking it. So as soon as it gets full, we'll be done with that one. And we'll see what the other one is. You can see it takes a lot, apparently. It's taking it. I can't imagine it takes that much. Okay, it did. Alright, so now that one says it's got its wood beams. Oh, it's in storage. And then long planks. Let's try the planks and see if that fixes it. So let's get this, get to the planks, wherever they are. Oh, we just passed it. Oh, it said long planks, didn't it? I don't know. Let's just do a bunch. It's taking it, so let's just see. And we just got a bunch of long planks. And let's see how many looks like we're going to have quite a few there. Alright, finally. Now let me get that out of there. What does that say? It says next step. Long planks. I guess we would have to wait till it built it then, right? So let me see. Let me get this out of the way. Move these out the way. Alright. Let's take them off of here for a minute. Get that out of there. So it's not going to sit there. Alright, it says sold product. So it's not registering. It requires that. I mean, it's ticking down. I guess we'd have to speed up time. I'm going to speed up time and see if that helps us. Because it's been too long since I've done this. It's like, I don't remember. Alright, let's speed up time. So we can do that. There we go. And it should build it. Let's back up a little. Well, we don't want to go too far. We want to be able to see the numbers ticking down. Alrighty then, I hope you enjoyed. It looks like we were about through, I hope. It's been quite some time. It takes a long time to do this, so if you don't have a couple of hours, don't even attempt it. You can do it over time, you know, and come back and check on it. Hopefully we're almost through. They're probably going to ask for more, though. We'll see. We'll check it out. There, you can see it's doing the building. It did the rails, it did the doors, it did the windows, it did the balcony, porch. It did all of that stuff. So as you can see, it's almost done, hopefully. We'll see. It looks like it is anyway. We're getting close. I'm assuming the little cones will disappear. We'll see. Are they gonna disappear? Hopefully they do. And here they go. Let's see. Nope. Well, that disappeared anyway. The cones didn't. Alright. So we have done it, and you see the little icon disappeared because we finished it. I don't guess these are going to disappear. I guess they're not supposed to keep you from driving up in here. And you can open it. You can see they refurbished everything. They made it look nice. Got that. They did that. Made it look good. And then of course this is where some of the stuff goes. Then you open this side. You can probably open this door, I would imagine. Yeah. And then you can go out this way. As you can see. Let's have a look from this side. Wait for daylight. I guess we'll wait for daylight and then we'll end it. Because we want to be able to at least see the building after all that waiting and time we took building the thing. It took forever. But as you can see, we're waiting on daylight. And it already finished everything else up. Let me see if we can get in here. I don't know if these are supposed to open. Nope. So those don't have to open. And as you can see, let's check this door. I don't think it opens either. Oh, it does. My bad. So then you could go upstairs. Of course, you can open that door. Go out. So they fixed it all up nice, as you see. You don't have to do all that. Let's jump out of here. We're trapped. Let's go see the daylight. But the icon disappears when you finish building it, obviously. So we can get over here and wait for daylight. Then we're going to end it. Just so we can see how it looks in the daylight. Ooh, look, the daylight's coming. That's pretty. And there we go. But we're going to go ahead and call that. Let's let it get a little bit more daylight and then we'll call it. Since we waited so long, we just well let it hopefully get... They look like they want to make it storm. They don't want us to see it in daylight. Well, isn't that interesting? We'll wait just a moment longer. But that's pretty good. I think that's it. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Please hit that like button, subscribe, turn on your notification bell if you want to receive a notification every time I post a video. Goodbye, everybody.